So I thought it would be fun to do one of these Meet the Artist illustrations. I am Mrs. Quam. Let's look in my bag. This is the bag I typically use because I'm still, like I said, stuck in the 90s. It's kind of like a mini book bag. Just a classic black. It seems all my purses are black bags because I think they're, more dependable. Like you can wear them with anything. So I have a little black book bag, but inside it you would find my iPad and Apple Pencil, and it just looks like a composition notebook. It has that cover on it, but I love it. You'd also find my bullet journal. It's just plain black, but I have stickers on it from Minnie Small and Lee Ellickson, and then within it I have some calendars from the Serica studio. And yeah, I love bullet journaling. I can never find a planner that's exactly what I need, so bullet journaling is where it's at. Let's see. You'd also find my keys with this really adorable Jessica Swift rainbow keychain on it. I also can probably be counted on to have an eyelash curler with me at all times because I have little snuffleupagus eyelashes that are stick straight down. So I usually have an eyelash curler on me and some It Cosmetics mascara to hold them up. I also am a really big fan of colorful lipstick. Like, even if the rest of my makeup is totally boring or classic, I love a pop of red or fuchsia or neon pink, like some crazy color. So the Superstay lip inks are amazing. They stay all day, even under a mask, or the ink crayons are good too. They just don't feel as nice, but definitely can be counted on to have crazy lipstick. And I think because I'm so pale, it works. Like, I can wear really crazy colors and kind of get away with it. Also love friction pens because they're erasable. First saw those on Project Runway, and now I have like all of them. Let's see. Oh, and then I have some of my favorite mediums. I love watercolor. I've had the same koi traveling watercolor set for years and years and years, but I still use it, and I used it to make this painting. And I'm also a huge fan of chalk pastels, particularly the ones that come in pans where you can use tools to kind of spread them around like a painting. I just think they're really beautiful. So I love all mediums, and I'm definitely down for giving students all kinds of different experiences and trying new things, but those are probably two of my favorite that I go back to over and over. So here is me, blonde, pale chick, trying to emphasize my lashes and my lips, but I can definitely be counted on to be wearing some kind of smart alecky t-shirt or art teacher related t-shirt. So this one right here is from Art Day Designs. It says maker, creator, and artist. I have been into wearing t-shirts with like funky patterned skirts lately, so this is my attempt at leopard print. And I always have to have comfortable shoes on. I'm like old lady, plantar fasciitis. Gotta have special insoles in my shoes kind of chick. So I've got sneakers on pretty much all the time. I do love a heel, even though I'm 5'9". I can't really get away with wearing heels very often. And I wouldn't want to. As an art teacher, I'm on my feet all day. Born in February. I think it was the year of the ox. When I take my Pottermore quiz, I always come out as a Gryffindor, and I'm just a plain old American. I can't trace my lineage back anywhere interesting. My husband's family is Norwegian, and my grandparents, I think, were Scotch-Irish, but I really don't know. I want to get one of those ancestry blood tests done. But I do know that I am an obliger, which means that I am more motivated by outward accountability. I'm not necessarily just a strict rule follower, and I guess I can be swayed by the logic of something. And I'm definitely not a rebel per se, but I am motivated by my relationships with people, so that makes me an obliger. Of course, I'm an art teacher. I'm an introvert, which some people find really surprising, But, I enjoy people, and I like kind of performing, so I can really, you know, be good in front of a crowd or do public speaking without much problem. But my energy comes from being alone and having some quiet time, just thinking within myself. So I'm definitely an introvert. I love to go thrift shopping. I think it's like treasure hunting. I always have fun not knowing what I'm going to find. And of course, just like a theme that runs through my life is finding something beautiful or valuable within junk. My husband is a Virginia Tech Hokie. His parents were Hokies. I think his grandparents were Hokies. So I'm a Hokie by marriage, but I did not actually attend Virginia Tech. I am a wife for, 16 years now, and a mother to 2 children. I'm a disciple of Jesus Christ. I love being a pen pal. I love writing and sending actual snail mail. And I think I'm a creative problem solver. I like to try to look at things from a different point of view and figure out maybe some unusual ways to solve problems. Let's see, my likes. I love animation, particularly like maybe some lesser known animation movies like Song of the Sea, A Cat in Paris, Mary and Max is like a claymation kind of thing. But I also love Box Trolls and Avatar and, classic Disney movies as well. I love children's books. I think some of my favorite, of course, would have to be anything by Eric Carle. I grew up with a lot of Tommy DePaulo books. The Art Lesson was one of the first ones that inspired me to want to be a teacher. And then even like with my own children's books as they started to read, I fell in love with the Piggy and Gerald series. I just thought they were hilarious. I love the Christmas season, particularly just the whole month of December, everything that leads up to Christmas. I just love the energy and the idea that people all over are being thoughtful. The music is so special. So that's probably one of my favorite seasons. I really appreciate makeup artistry. I watch probably way too much YouTube makeup artists. But whether it's like special effects or special occasion makeup or just like the everyday stuff, I'm just really fascinated by it. And I probably buy too much and wear too little. I love quirky TV shows. Let's see, Schitt's Creek, Life in Pieces. And going back to animation, one of my favorite shows of all time is Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I can really get down to some 90s music, whether it's like R&B or like, SWV, to the more poppy stuff by Mariah Carey or, gotta love Hootie and the Blowfish. Anything alternative as well. But yeah, I think 90s is where music peaked. I'm a fan of transformation, and I've noticed that like the books and movies and things that I've liked throughout my life have had that theme throughout it. Like the main character learns a lesson or goes through some sort of transformative process. So let's see, like Clueless, which I know is based on Emma. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. The Greatest Showman. TV shows like The Project Runway. Challenges. I just love all that stuff. And I think it's just that thread of transformation that is just fascinating to me. I love all the visual and performing arts. I can sing, I can dance, I can act. But, I do more visual stuff myself. And words of affirmation is my love language. Dislikes, let's see. I just can't stand selfishness in any form. I think this is probably one of the biggest struggles I've had in friendships or relationships is just coming face to face with someone else being more selfish and not realizing it. It just flies all over me. It's just inconsiderate, and I'm a considerate person. I hate to say this even, but I don't like foodies just because I am not a foodie. I have a very weird eating habit. So holidays like Thanksgiving, where it's like completely devoted to food, I'm miserable. So I eat like a toddler. It's just the way I am. I'm a cheap date because I'll eat off the kids' menu. It's just how it is. You can be a foodie. That's great. You do you, but don't try to make me try new foods. Let's see. I dislike being sweaty. I really, really love the bar and exercising and how it always makes me sweat. Like it makes me work really hard, but I just hate that feeling of being sweaty. And I hate like taking a shower and the sweat getting in my eyes and like just all that. No, thank you. Much rather be cold than too hot. Ooh, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people say on tomorrow for some reason, especially I've noticed it a lot living in the South. Even very, very educated people will say on tomorrow we're going to do this, and it just drives me crazy. I don't like comparison just because I know I suffer from it. There's no point in comparing yourself to other people. And so many of my students just get so discouraged because they'll compare themselves to other people. And it's just, you have to just be in a challenge against yourself. You have to try to be better than you were yesterday, not worry about competing with someone else, even though I am quite competitive when it comes to like board games and stuff. Just not a fan of comparison. I don't think it's very fruitful. At the same time, I do have FOMO a lot and I dislike it. That's part of the comparison thing is, you see who's been invited to something and you feel left out, and that's no fun. I want to be invited, but the introvert in me actually doesn't want to go. I just want to be included. Of course, I dislike cruelty. It physically affects me. Like it makes me kind of sick when I know or witness or hear stories about animals being abused or children, heaven forbid. One of the biggest things I've championed for as a teacher is, students with different abilities or what some would say are disabilities. Everyone deserves an advocate. No one deserves to be treated cruelly. And let's see, I don't like when I'm left on red. If I send you a message or if I ask you a question, if I'm talking to you face to face or in the same room, or if I call you, whatever. I don't want to be ignored. I want you to answer me when I'm talking to you because I think that's considerate. Let's see. So here I am. This is a little bit about me, and I'd love to learn a little bit about you. So leave me a comment down below. Tell me something about yourself.